In a practice session, Marquez was about to overtake the rider ahead, but the other guy didn't notice him at all, and a terrible incident followed. The unlucky rider tumbled repeatedly after the contact, and took a long time to get back up. As the rider who caused it all, Marquez of course couldn't escape a penalty. Race officials ultimately decided to drop his starting position from the hard-fought second place in qualifying all the way down to 33rd, which is basically dead last on the grid. This ruling completely shattered Marquez's plans. As the season's world champion, he had already confirmed he would follow Honda up into the premier MotoGP class next year, and this Valencia Grand Prix was his very last race in Moto2. He originally wanted a perfect victory to close out his intermediate class career, but because of one reckless overtake, everything was pushed to the brink. Starting from last meant facing a massive sea of bikes, and the Valencia circuit is notoriously tough for passing. To try and pass 32 riders in a row to win was a near impossible mission. Facing a situation with almost zero chance of winning, his team even told him to just back off and save himself for the GP test the following week. The crew kept telling him to stay calm, but nobody knew if he was actually listening. For Marquez, it wasn't just about a perfect farewell. He had a killer instinct to fight for every single race. As the red lights went out, the Moto2 season finale was officially on. Since rain had fallen earlier, after the start, all the riders were cautiously feeling the limits of the slippery track. Only Marquez, in those treacherous corners, chose to push flat out. When the first lap was over, a jaw-dropping piece of info appeared in front of everyone. The name that was dead last at the start had instantly rocketed up to 11. In less than a single lap, Marquez had fought back from total despair. The very next lap, he kept the pressure on, passing Kallio at turn 6, then quietly slipped up to 9th. By now a dry racing line had started to appear on track. The mid-pack was bunched up, and blindly fighting them one by one would definitely cook his tires way too early. Marquez decisively shifted his strategy, choosing to hang back and wait, biding his time. At the start of lap 8, 3 riders ahead started battling hard, and Marquez, like a lurking predator, instantly pounced. He sliced up the inside and made the pass. Then unbelievably light rain started falling again, making the track even more slick and dangerous, and moments later, the rider running fourth slid off the track. Then on lap 11, Xavier in third lost control and went down at Dewan Corner. Thanks to his brilliant pace and those crashes ahead, Marquez moved up to 5th without even breaking a sweat, and the title dream flickered back to life. But the earlier scrapping had left him nearly 10 seconds behind the race leader Simon. Then an aggressive contact nearly sent Marquez flying. His heart rate instantly spiked to 200. The crew on pit wall broke into a cold sweat, all waving their hands signaling him to slow down and calm down. But nothing could block this young man's hunger for victory. After raising a hand to the rider behind him as an apology, he regrouped and launched another fierce attack. With 13 laps to go, he locked onto the rider ahead on the long straight and sliced into 3rd place. The previous 7-second gap was devoured lap after lap as he kept setting fastest laps until it was completely gone. With 8 laps remaining, Marquez struck decisively, cleanly passing Taro and blasting back into 2nd place where he truly belonged. Now only 7 laps remained, and he still had a 5-second gap to the leader Simon. For any ordinary rider, that was an insurmountable chasm. But for Marquez, who had already smashed through every obstacle, as long as he was still on that bike, the word impossible didn't exist in his vocabulary. Even though Simon set his personal best lap, Marquez was still nearly a second faster per lap. With 2 laps to go, Marquez easily made the pass on the straight, snatching back the lead of the Valencia Grand Prix. The checkered flag waved. Marquez took his 9th win of the season, from starting dead last in 33rd to standing on the top step of the podium. The crew on the pit wall erupted into wild celebration. The whole world witnessed an epic riding masterclass. After that crushing penalty, Marquez used this stunning comeback to deliver his final dance in Moto2. After this race, nobody ever doubted his future achievements again, and this rookie who was about to debut in the premier class, just as everyone predicted, in his very first MotoGP season, he completely turned the elite grid upside down.